Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to ATR is War, Bedlam Media's premier wrestling podcast covering AEW to WWE. I'm Sam the SLB, future governor of NXT, co-host of ATR is War, ATR Rising Sun, returning with his glasses for who knows how long it's been. And alongside me today is the man behind X Wrestling's Nostradamus, Scott.
It's nice to have somebody else who wears their sunglasses at night. We got lots to talk about tonight. Ethan's got his 2025 best matches of the year, and his looking into the crystal ball to see how 2026 is going to come out.
And as well as the third man, the man in black, the main recipient and beneficiary of the Clone Ethan 2026 campaign. We're going to make this short and sweet for him since he's going to go give some skin samples shortly in the middle of this. My co-host from ATR Rising Sun, the current Bedlam Media champion, Ethan.
Move on to John.
You killed him.
Yes, I'm back for a whopping 15 minutes, like Roman Reigns was part-time schedule.
Yep. Well, it's champion's right, I guess.
That's more like the Brock Lesnar where he shows up for 2 minutes and then leaves.
I survived longer than Brock.
Rounding out the cast, joining us once again, above the rings ambassador of the IWC, the man with all the stats, John the Stat Man.
Wait, what was the name? I missed.
Above the rings ambassador to the IWC.
Oh, shit. Yeah, I have some thoughts on some stuff today for sure. Yeah.
All right, guys. Before we begin, please make sure you like, share, subscribe, follow us on Facebook, Instagram, YouTube, X. We're on Discord, TikTok, all of that. Just before we begin, a couple of things. We have, I think, TNA Genesis coming up in next week. We do have the Royal Rumble for January 31st in Saudi Arabia. Woo! Everyone excited? Yeah.
Early Rumble.
That's true. That is one benefit. Yeah.
Yep. Early Rumble. We could probably even record that night if we wanted. If we're being honest with you.
True.
That being said, we will be doing a live show for our Rumble picks. That'll be our live show for January. That is the 29th, 7 p.m. Eastern time. Guys, you're not going to want to miss that. Guys, first show of 2026. I'm going to kick it right off. Ethan, we're going to go over your top 20. If you guys, he has his own WordPress, his own website. You can go check out his 375,000 top matches of 2025. But he's going to give us the top 20.
This year's 690, but close enough.
690, dear God.
I watched too much, God, okay? God, leave me alone. All right, so number 20, MJF defends lightweight title against Mystico, who puts his mask on the line. That didn't come out right. CMLL's 92th anniversary show on September 19th. Number 19, me and Sam talked about this a few months ago. Aldous Brow for Jun Kasai for the junior title with Death Pain Invitational June 24th. Number 18, Obafemi defends the NXT title against Javon Evans and Trick Williams. Stand and deliver. Number 17, here's your first John Cena one, Scott. Him and Gunther, Saturday night's main event, December 13th.
Wow, the retirement. Okay.
Number 16, World Heavyweight Champion Saxon Rajir defends against Kenosi Takesha, King of Pro Wrestling, October 13th. So 2 months before Cena retired. Number 15, we're going to Evolution for this one.
Nice.
Io Scott defends Women's World Title against Miss Money in the Bank Naomi and Rhea Ripley. Evolution. We're going to NXT Deadline December 6th. The Women's Iron Survivor match.
Yes.
Number 13, super late, New Year's Eve. Mercedes Moné, Will Nightingale for the TBS title. Number 12, another Cena pick for you, Scott. Cena, Logan Paul clash in Paris, August 31st.
Okay. Yep.
Number 11, we're going to Revolution it's a Hollywood ending. Tony Storm defends against Mariah May. Number 10, Stanley Revolution, Ospreay Fletcher, Steel Cage. Number 9, Cena defends the WWE title against Cody Rhodes in a street fight, SummerSlam Day 2, August 3rd.
Mm-hmm.
Number 8, Kyle Fletcher, Mike Bailey, Gold League match at Condo Classic. Winter is coming Day 1, December 10th. Kenosuke Takesha defends the International against Kenny Omega at Revolution March 9th. That's number 7. Number 6, you might be surprised with this one. El Hijo de Vikingo defends the AAA Mega title against Chad Gable. Worlds Collide June 7th. Number 5, Gabe Kidd, Kenny Omega, Wrestle Dynasty. That was the other New Japan match I have, Sam. Number 4, super late again. Kyle Fletcher, John Moxley, World's End, December 27th.
I knew that would be on the list.
Number 3, Roman Reigns, Rollins, Punk, WrestleMania 41, Day 1, April 19th. Number 2, Cena, AJ, Crown Jewel, October 11th.
Yeah.
And number 1, Io Sky, Bianca, Rhea Ripley, WrestleMania, Day 2, April 20th.
God damn. All right.
So the women
Very
takes
nice.
it this year.
Very nice.
Solid. All right, we're gonna go with your predictions as we're running out of time on your end.
So I'll speed for these. So WWE Gunther, I have 6 things, so I'll speed for them again. Gunther wins the WWE title. Braun wins the World title. Drew wins the WWE title. Roxy Perez wins the Women's World title. Oba Femi gets called up. It wins the title. It don't matter what title. And Bronzer Reed wins the title. NXT, Kendall Gray or Soroka wins the women's title. Saria wins the title. Fatal Influence wins the tag titles. Miles Bourne wins the North American title. And Tavian Heights wins the title. AEW, Claudio Kazuchika Okada, Takesha, Kyle Fletcher, or Ospreay takes the world title. It don't matter which order, just one of those guys. Will Nightingale wins the women's title. All 3 of us have been saying that for the past year.
Yep.
Tekla wins the title. Heyman Page and Swerve wins the world tag titles. And Sister Sense wins the women's tag titles. And Samoa Joe takes the C2. And then TNA, Scott, you might like some of these ones. Mike Santana regains the world title. That's probably going to happen. Bear Bronson wins the title. AJ Styles wrestles one more match. I don't care who it is. Just give me AJ and TNA one more time.
Yep.
Sinner and Sin win the TNA World Tag Team titles.
Okay.
Danny Luna takes the Knockouts title.
I could see that. She's been doing real well lately.
This one might surprise some of you guys, but I'm not. Mustafa Ali or Sergio Garcia wins the world title.
Well, Mustafa Ali actually just signed a extension, so that's
And
definitely. I feel like that's a spot on one too.
I got some honorable mentions real quick. The Hardys get into either TNA or WWE or both Hall of Fames. Leon Slayer signs with WWE.
Yeah, that's almost a given.
Well, hang on that thought for a second because I got another one for you. Cena gets into the Hall of Fame, and Jericho returns at the Rumble. And then I'll tell you my cringy dad a joke, and then I get a head out. What do you call
drop the dad joke and then be like, "Bye guys, peace."
What do you call a priest who graduated from law school?
Oh,
Father-in-law.
Jesus. Get out.
All right.
I popped 1 of the 3, so I'll take that as a win. The rest of you are not being oozy.
Jesus.
All right. I'm gonna head out. So have fun, guys. And Raw sucked this week. John, go ahead.
That's our segue. Thank you, Ethan.
All right, boys. Take care.
Bye, Ethan.
All right. Well, I guess we'll just get right into it since he did my segue. Obviously, we had the first Raw of 2026, the first year anniversary of Raw being on Netflix. I don't know. I didn't even get to watch it yet. So I'll let you two hammer this one out because I know John has thoughts, and I'd love to hear John's thoughts.
I'll give mine quickly because I know John's like foaming at the mouth for this one.
Good cop, bad cop.
Yeah. I didn't hate it, but there was nothing special about this Raw. Like, yes, it was the Stranger Things, crossover, but where was the crossover? It was literally just stuff there that reminded people of the show. I've never watched an episode, so I had no idea about anything, which is fine. It is what it is. But other than that, it was literally just a normal Raw. There was nothing else. So for me, it was like just a 5 right down the line. That's it. So John, have at it, sir.
Oh man, what a bunch of crap this episode of Raw was this week. My goodness. Well, so I'm in the middle. I'm on season 5 of Stranger Things right now, and that's a slog in and of itself. But nevertheless, they advertised this crossover, like Scott said, with Stranger Things and everything like that. So a lot of us expected, some, and it doesn't have to be the entire cast, but some of the cast, like, okay, there's this crossover with shows on Netflix. They probably have some sort of obligation to be there. Nobody was there. And I don't know, the timing of this was weird too, because the show ended and then they had this.
Right. Yeah. When we talked about this obviously off recording, I even said, like, why was this after the finale? Like, this should have been the last show of 2025, like right before the finale, because the finale came out on New Year's Eve. So it's like, I don't know. Yeah. Like the timing was awful on this too.
It looked great. Like all the set design and everything like that. It looked like the Upside Down, which was neat. And they start off with Corey Graves and Michael Cole, who was barely able to get out of the van, and I don't know. It was just nights out, like nothing exciting about it. I wasn't even mad about the whole Chris Jericho not being there, because it's when Adam Pearce teased it like the day of, I said, all right, he's not there. He's like, who's gonna break the walls down or something like that? I'm like, yeah, he's not there. I'm like, I'm not gonna be upset about that. But man, this was the botches and the matches were boring and nothing interesting. The only semi-interesting thing that happened, and even that ended, was Gunther and AJ Styles. AJ Styles just slapped him and then just walked off.
Right.
And I had big problems with this. This was an absolute snooze fest. And I wish the crossover idea, they shouldn't have even done it. If this was what it was going to be, and not have anybody there, or do some weird shit. Like, who cares? You're doing the crossover event. Have Millie Bobby Brown show up and use her powers on somebody. I don't know. Like, instead, you have Adam Pearce just barely selling the Demogorgon behind him. He's like, "Oh, what the hell is this?"
I know.
Yeah.
It was like, Jesus Christ. Yeah.
And this show sucked. I could go on and on.
Yeah, it was just like, normally when they've done crossovers, like, at least somebody's been in the crowd. Like, they'll show their name and what show they're on, and the announcers will make a big deal out of it a little bit, and stuff like that. But yeah, you're right. Nothing at all.
Did all of the cast of Stranger Things just say, no, we don't want to have anything to do with this wrestling BS?
Well, but the funny thing of it is, like, isn't the show based in like the late 80s when wrestling was arguably at its highest? Mm-hmm. So it's like, I don't know. Yeah,
well, there's an episode. Yeah, there's an episode in like season 4 where Winona Ryder's character is wearing a Hulk Hogan T-shirt. I mean, hopefully he's passed away, but still, like I don't know. Somebody could have been there. David Harbour could have been there and like punched somebody. I said, or something. Like anybody. And it's just a total missed opportunity. And like everybody was raving about it online, like saying, "Oh, so much for the crossover when nobody shows up. All right, none of the cast is there." And then somebody wrote afterwards, I forget who it was, like they said, "Oh, the plan was never for the cast to be there." Then why do it?
Right. Yeah. I mean, it's not like Stranger Things or WWE needs the exposure from either or. So it's just kind of like, it felt weird to just have it with nobody being there to even, I don't know. It is, it's whatever.
Yeah,
I don't know what to be more upset about, that or SmackDown going back to 3 hours. So
it was a waste of an event. I said I would not have even turned it on if it was just the regular Raw.
Yeah, it was the first time I watched Raw live in a while because obviously the thought of maybe Jericho returning, I was kind of interested to see what they would do with the Stranger Things stuff, but yeah, when it was just a regular show, it was like, all right, well, I could have waited till Wednesday to watch this and not have to deal with all the commercials.
Who did they do dirty? I forget his name. Javon Evans?
Yes.
Was it? Yeah, he signed a contract and they didn't even show it on television.
Yeah, they did it during
Oh,
commercial break. So I think like the
man,
international people saw it, but not the Americans.
man,
don't
they
get
did
to
him
see it.
dirty.
Yeah. I thought that was kind of rough. So, but I'm happy for Javon
Yeah.
going to Raw. That's going to be a big deal for him.
Yeah, don't even watch it, Sam. Don't even-
Honestly, you could skip it and really
Yeah.
you won't miss much. To be fair.
Well, that's good to know. That is good to know. So going off of that, we'll jump back. So SmackDown is 3 hours officially.
Correct.
Not like this. We're gonna do 3 hours for now, and we'll see what happens. How was the 3 hour SmackDown? Does it? I know this is the first episode. Does it already feel like we're gonna get SmackDown fatigue the same way people get Raw fatigue? Friday's a little easier because it's a Friday.
Yeah. The pacing of the show was actually pretty good. The ambulance match between Priest and Aleister Black was the main event. It went for probably a good 25, 30 minutes. And I feel like that should have been commercial free because those types of matches are rare. I think they said this is only the 7th ambulance match in WWE history. So I feel like something so rare should be, fully televised without commercials. But no, the rest of the show felt good. You had Matt Cardona officially returning as Matt Cardona and not as Zack Ryder. There's more call-ups. I think Jordan Grace now is officially part of SmackDown as well. I'm sure I'm missing somebody else from NXT that also showed up, and I feel bad about it. But yeah, they're starting to put in some new blood from NXT, which is great. I think this is the perfect time to do it right before the Rumble, and then you can lead them into WrestleMania stories if they're going to be a part of it. They may not, but still, it's nice to get them elevated and going forward. I don't know how well it's going to continue. I hope that the pacing continues as it was this past week, and we don't get the fatigue. But sometimes WWE is going to WWE, and it's going to happen. So, but until then, I'm enjoying it.
All right. Well, that's good to know. That's good to hear. Hopefully, they can keep that consistency because I know we have we got a year. We have a year upon us. I don't know. Do we want to touch on anything that Ethan brought up? His predictions, anything that comes to mind? I know we could predict who's going to win a title. I mean, people I'd like to see, people you guys would like to see, people you'd like to see move here or move there.
From what I heard from him, everybody's winning a title. That's how many names he dropped.
There's a lot of top talent, so I mean, it makes sense that you could throw some of the higher names out there for title wins. I especially liked his pick from TNA about Danny Luna winning the Knockouts title. I know that, John, I'm pretty sure that you don't watch TNA that much. And Sam, I'm not sure if you're still on that train, but the last few months, she's been doing some good work, and I like where her character has been going. So I think that's a little bit of an underdog, but I think there's definitely a chance she could sneak in there and get a Knockouts title win. But the other stuff was pretty much spot on. They already talked about Obafemi. This past Tuesday on NXT, he just left the NXT title in the ring and disappeared. So he's clearly getting called up. A lot of people are saying he's going to end up on Raw, which if that's the case, RIP for CM Punk, because Obafemi's taking that title from him right quick. It would not surprise me if Oba is the MVP of the Rumble. So that's like an early call for me. I don't know if he's going to win, but I think he could be a quick standout in the Rumble this year.
Yeah, for me, I mean, you and I have talked about this for a long time. especially when I first was introduced to Oba. I was just like, he has it.
Yeah.
He has
you
it.
talk about like the it factor, and I'm not talking about Robert Roode back from TNA, but just like he does, like just his presentation is flawless, and like the stuff he did on like just like his like go back to the entrance again, his thing for Saturday night's main event. Like if you had never seen him before, if you were not amazed by that entrance alone, just like the just the presentation of it was just amazing, and then the stuff he did to Cody in that match. It's like, come on. Like,
Well, I thought putting him in the match with the world champion I think it showed how they really feel about him, and the result of that match too. It didn't like squash Oba Femi.
Right.
It was Drew McIntyre interference, so it still made him look really strong. So I said, yeah, I hadn't heard of him before until that Saturday night's main event, and I said, okay. I said this is a guy I would take pretty seriously when he's called up, which is imminent.
Was it? This is what I will say. And again, we've watched Scott. You and I have been paying attention to NXT for a very long time.
Mhm.
Thinking about Saturday night's main event and his debut, the way he was presented is one of the best ways I've ever seen somebody presented from NXT. Because anytime, I'll mention Adam Cole, I'll mention when Braun Breaker came up, you can mention even like Shinsuke or Bobby Roode, all these guys really talented. Even Samoa Joe when he came up.
Yeah.
It's just, it's an NXT talent. Oh, they're invading Raw or SmackDown, and you're excited, but you made him really feel like they're a low card talent now.
Well, look what happened to Karrion Kross.
Yeah.
When they just squashed
exactly.
him.
But like he came out, and again, it's meme worthy. His walk with the theme song.
Yep.
But like, if you go back and watch that, and you compare it to everyone else that they've brought in while they were like an NXT champion on the roster, he looks like somebody they signed from another company who's going to be a monster from the start. Like they're not putting him, hey, you're gonna wrestle the Miz on your first Raw next week. No, he looks like somebody who's like, oh yeah, we might have to throw him in the main event at Mania.
Right.
Like that's what that felt like. I could be wrong. I don't know. Anyone else?
No, I mean, I think you're spot on. And I know that his debut on the main roster probably wasn't the best outside of maybe his Survivor Series and the Rumble match, but he reminds me a lot of how they presented Keith Lee.
Mm-hmm.
And thankfully Vince isn't there to kill it like he did with Keith Lee. I feel like if we could get prime NXT Keith Lee and Oba Femi in a match, dear God. And John was the first one to drop this week, so who knows who's next? But
soon.
Over the top rope.
Yeah.
John has been eliminated from the podcast.
Yeah, I was just reading an article. I don't know who posted it. It's Ringside, so I don't know if that's one of the ones we take as a grain of salt.
Normally.
Yeah, they had something that they got from Fightful. On WrestleVotes Radio via Fightful Select, Joey Votes revealed WWE Creative has been actively discussing high-level WrestleMania plans involving Oba, despite him not even appearing on the main roster yet. All right, I'm all about build-up. I like a good build-up. However, every so often, I feel like you can push somebody to the moon really quickly.
Yep.
And I don't know, Oba, this is no knock on anybody else we've ever, Gunther or, Drew when he came back, anybody. Oba feels like you can just shove him in the main event of Mania and he will run the show.
Yeah, he'll handle the pressure. I feel like he's not somebody who's going to crack. under all the lights. Every match he's had in larger capacity shows have been fantastic. I mean, Ethan said it himself that he's already in the top 20 of his list this year, from last year. So it's just, I feel like he's gonna, if he's not instantly thrown into the upper mid card title to begin, maybe not throw him directly into the upper echelon yet, but I feel like if you put him at the level of like maybe a Bronson Reed or even a Braun Breaker, I know Braun just had his title match, but you put him at that level and let him run, maybe have him have a mid card title run for a little bit. I don't know if you really want to give him the heavyweight championship right off the rip. I feel like that might be rushing it a little bit, but I don't know. Have him kind of be like how Gunther was. Like Gunther came in, won a title, held it for a long time, then lost it, and then went to the next one and did that. Maybe he needs that type of run. I think that's fine. I like the fact when you have a champion that has a long title reign, but he has defenses. And if I remember correctly, I think Obafemi is still undefeated in all triple threat matches he's ever been in. I want to see that continue. Just have something special. I mean, he's already special as he is, but just like Triple H has a good past run when it comes to NXT talent. And obviously him and Sean are best friends. We all know Sean's been hyping up Oba to Triple H. So I'm pretty sure that this is not going to be something that's going to get screwed up. I say that now. IWC can roast me all they want if I'm wrong, but I feel like Oba is going to be a major player for a very long time.
I expect good things. I think there will. I think there will be.
Surprise for them.
I had a good gut feeling about him when the first impression with him was good with me.
Nice. Yeah. Good.
Especially, and Scott, I'll never forget. I don't remember if it was when we went to Mania or we had gone to a different show together, and you were like, "You got to see," because I wasn't familiar with him a couple years ago, and he goes, "You got to see how his theme song works." And this is when I think Black Panther 2 could just come out, and you were like, he goes, "The crowd it's." They just started doing this thing with their arms every beat.
Yep.
And it's like, all right, if you can do that and get 60,000 people in a stadium to do that,
yep,
and get the kids excited.
Yep.
There you go.
That was a stand to deliver at Mania, like the day of. Like I remember we watched that in the beginning. I told you so. Pay attention to his entrance to see what the crowd does. It wasn't as loud as I had hoped, but there was still enough people that were doing it. So I'm like, all right,
it's grown.
We're still cooking. Yeah. Like you heard it for Saturday Night's Main Event, how loud people were, and they were doing it. So I was just like, yes, keep it going.
Well, let's continue talking about the shakeup because there seems to be a lot of contracts coming up. There seems to be a lot of movement. I'll just get the easy one out of the way, guys. Andrade is officially back in AEW. All right, well, cool. We don't have to talk about it. We knew that was coming. I watched Dynamite when he appeared. Actually, he appeared in Japan during New Year's Dash. Ethan and I are going to talk about that on Rise of the Sun. Appeared there, and they even said, "Hey, AEW wrestler," and everyone's like,
again.
All right. Well, technically, I think it had to do with the no con.
Yeah.
It was that whole complicated thing. So I don't think he never left. I just wonder if they go, "We're going to pull you until this isn't a problem anymore."
Right.
Well, apparently what he did was he got some sort of lawyer from somebody to help him get out of that ridiculous 1-year no compete clause that he had in his contract for not wrongful termination, for the way that he was terminated or whatever. It enacted the 1-year non-compete, and then he found a lawyer that helped him get out of that. Which why even have it in the contract in the first place if you guys could just get out of it?
Yeah,
that's good to know.
So he got out of it, I guess, and that allowed him to appear again on AEW since it's all cleared up now for the third time.
I know.
Right, that's good to know because I was a little I was kind of confused. I was like, he was coming back. I thought it was I don't remember when his contract expired or when he originally showed up to challenge Kenny, whatnot. So that's said and done. I actually just made a short tonight that by the time this drops, it's already out. David Finlay's contract is expiring at New Japan, and it's rumored that WWE wants him. Which I guess at this point would make sense. He's his early 30s. His father is a trainer at the Performance Center.
Yep.
Bullet Club is in. We're going to talk about this in Rising Sun, but I don't know if you guys saw. Officially, Bullet Club is done.
Yeah.
There's a new faction that came. I have to go back and look it up. But pretty much Bullet Club is like kaput. So David Finlay being the last leader, it's really nothing, I guess, for him to do. So they're probably gonna, he's probably gonna look elsewhere. Would you see him in WWE? Do you think it makes sense? I
mean, if they do it right, especially if his father's a trainer in the PC, it could be an easy slide right in for NXT. At least to start, because, a lot of people may not know who he is. Like, if they keep his name, then, obviously it'll help out a little bit more. But otherwise, I've seen a couple of his matches. I know who he is, but I'd like to see more. So if they're going to train him in the WWE way, throw him in NXT for a year or so. Maybe not even that long. Let him see what he can do down there.
I don't know who this man is, so I'll take Scott's word for it.
No, David Finlay. He's Fit Finlay's son.
Oh, Finlay. Okay, I didn't know
Yeah,
if it was an association. Okay.
Yeah, no, it's his son. He's been in New Japan forever. He's been in it for years.
Mm-hmm.
Ring of Honor,
he's been in AEW, I think, a few times as well, if I remember correctly. But he didn't do. He was there for maybe Forbidden Door, and I think maybe he was in a small angle for like a few weeks, and then he was gone.
June 8th, 22 episode of Dynamite. Finlay made his AEW debut in a losing effort to Adam Page. That was around when Finjuice had died. This is when Finlay, just before Bullet Club. So for a while, Finlay was just like a face, just a technical wrestler, a lot of fun to watch. And then he became leader of the Bullet Club. He's one of the few people I say I don't really care as a heel. I'll say that. I don't think it really did anything for him. Regardless, I guess we'll be keeping an eye on him. The other big one I think that I can think of off the top of my head, then I'll let you guys jump in. Obviously, Danhausen's contract is expiring. And if you want to talk about somebody who would be a moneymaker in WWE, it is Danhausen.
Yeah. I feel like he'd be another one that would be perfect for how zany NXT can get from time to time. I don't really know how he would fare on the main roster right off the bat, because you still have R-Truth. R-Truth is really the comedy guy. So I don't know. Unless you put him on the complete other roster, which I think would be Raw, I don't know if that's a good fit right off the bat. But in NXT, I think he could have a pretty good amount of success. And you build that brand. A lot of people who watch Raw and SmackDown are, if they don't already, are starting to watch NXT, especially with the NXT talent that's coming up. That people might be like, maybe I should check out to see what's going on the development brand, when really hasn't been a development brand in a very long time. And I don't know. I think that'd be a good spot for him as well.
With what they're doing right now, I don't see him there at all. Like Scott said, I don't think anything comedic is what they want to do on NXT. At least just from what I know about NXT, I'm sure they want people to take NXT seriously, since this is future talent we're talking here. So I feel like they would not go the comedic route on NXT. If they were to, maybe on Raw or SmackDown, but like you said, R-Truth is there.
Yep.
Who they went out of their way to re-sign, and they're like, he just went right back to being a goofball.
Yep.
So you have that goofball in there, and there's a time and a place for, some comedy every now and again. So I don't see him there at least as Danhausen. I don't know if he's ever been anybody else besides that, like any other type of character. I don't see Danhausen as himself being there at all.
I think before Ring of Honor, before COVID, I think his character was starting to take off, and he was wrestling in Ring of Honor. Oh, that's a name I haven't heard in forever. Flip Gordon.
Oh, geez. Wow. That's a callback.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, he did do some. I know he was part of Ring of Honor, and he was getting his, name up that way. And then obviously COVID happened and it screwed that all up. And then he ended up with AEW. I don't know. Maybe not. I feel like there's a place for him somewhere. I feel like, whether, again, it could be TNA. Maybe TNA has a spot for him.
I was actually thinking about that too, because you have Santino, who's, he's the director of Authority, but he's also still a comedy guy. You could have Danhausen play off of that. So there could be a way to make that work. So actually, I do like TNA. I think TNA would be a good spot. Yeah. And since TNA is kind of a funnel now for NXT talent, if he does well in TNA, move him to NXT. And then if he does well in NXT, then he can go to Raw or SmackDown. I don't know.
That would work. That I could see. I forgot about TNA. Yeah.
Well, we can't forget about TNA, guys. We got then start AMC. Next week?
That's right, on the 15th. Now I gotta fix my thing so that it no longer records the other one.
I definitely am going to keep an eye on that. I want to watch. I'm not going to get to watch it this week. Next week I plan on, because I'm super curious about it.
Yeah.
Seeing what happens. Seeing what the reviews are. I mean, I'm really. Ratings don't matter, but they do matter.
Right.
And even in the age of streaming, they still matter. We also have, and here's a couple more. I'm just going to throw these out there. Sean Ross Sapp, they dropped this. This is from the Takedown on Sports Illustrated. Mercedes Martinez, Matt Taven, and Alex Abrahantes of departed AEW. I don't remember if there was like an NXT talent we had talked about earlier this week, but
Brindley Reese. She was another one who was leaving. She had a really bad injury. I think it was to her knee, I think. And she decided to not renew her own contract once that was done. I think Mercedes Martinez, I believe, is having one last year, and then she's done as a full-time wrestler. So that kind of makes sense why she's no longer with Ring of Honor and AEW. What was the other one? Alex, I think, he was the hype man, and since both Lucha Bros are gone, there's really nothing left to hype. So
he was also on the commentary, wasn't he? The Spanish,
probably, yeah, that would make sense too.
They had a faction Spanish announced project or something like that. Really,
yeah.
Have a Spanish announced, yeah.
I remember that got squashed pretty quickly.
Yeah. Matt Taven, though, was a bit of a surprise to see. Unless he's just done wrestling, I don't know. But I know him and Mike Kanellis haven't done anything in a long time. So they were part of what was it? What was the Kingdom? And then all of a sudden, once Adam Cole got hurt, they just disappeared forever. It's like, what?
Yeah.
Yeah, I am. I don't know. Is anyone else? I think that's pretty much. I know there's a lot of, again, Jericho's the big one, and there's going to probably be others in the coming months. There's a lot going on in Japan. A lot of people are, leaving New Japan, or they, like Naito, Hiromu Takahashi, I think, and Bushi, I think. They all just went to Pro Wrestling Noah, so they've lost some top stars as well. So, A lot of shifting going around for 2026 already.
Right?
All right. Well, let me see what else we have on the docket. It's the beginning of the year. Were there any other call-ups? I don't think there were any other call-ups.
Yeah, we talked about Jordan Grace going pretty much to SmackDown. Trick Williams was another one. He was the one I missed that I forgot earlier.
Yep.
He's officially with SmackDown. He's already knee deep in a feud already, which is great. And let's see, Javon on Raw. Oba's probably on Raw. I think that's it for now, which is fine because that's 4 top talent in NXT that have been called up, which is good. I'm trying to think. I think that's it right now. I would like to see Kalani Jordan up there at some point, especially with her husband Carmelo Hayes, our new U.S. champ, being on SmackDown. I think she's next in line to be called up. But yeah, there's still a lot of good talent that I feel like are on the precipice of being on Mondays and Fridays. Other than that, I think that's it. Yeah.
I was going to bring up. It's not even worth talking about because I went back and looked. We were talking about the.
I was going to say that maybe it leads to the public service announcement I'd like to share.
Oh, go for it. Yeah.
Don't get cameos from Ric Flair.
So you got to fill me in on that. I kind of read what you sent, and I was.
Oh yeah, somebody wrote a review for those. I'm sure if listeners don't know what Cameo is, it's a celebrity or a public figure or whatever. You can send a request for a fee for money, of course, to record a video for somebody that or whatever. So somebody did one for Ric Flair for $600 or whatever, and this is written by Anonymous, a 1-star review because you can leave reviews on Cameo. Yo, I paid $600 for Rick to sit in a restaurant, blasted out of his mind, and say my dad's name wrong. I paid for him to say Merry Christmas to my father, Buff. He called him Barf and just read the instructions word for word. I am super disappointed. I spent money on this and would have got someone who actually puts the effort in for $600 to a regular person. That's a lot of money. I'm not going to give a Christmas video to my father with his hero calling him Barf.
Let me clarify something. Had you guys done that for me, and he messed up that bad, I'm still taking it.
Well, there's another one where somebody made it for somebody that was getting married or whatever, and I think it was the one I sent you guys, and he's recording it and he's like reading it. He's like, oh, he's drunk. He's like, oh, you're married. He's like, why would you get married, you motherfucker? There's tons of other women out there. He's serious.
Yeah, I just started watching it quickly, and he's like, it's the worst decision of my life. I'm like, wait a minute, didn't you just get married again?
For like the 8th time at this point?
Married like 10 times, yeah.
Rick.
Rick. I mean, I like Rick. We all like Ric Flair, but a lot of times now he's just what he does is just self-inflicted now.
Yep.
And it's the stuff that he says or does or whatever, and it's yeah.
Oh man.
Yeah. No, we're gonna. Yeah, we won't be doing that. We will not be doing that anytime soon. Or maybe I will. Maybe I will purposely.
No, Stevie. I got a cameo from Stevie Richards for my birthday, and he did an amazing job.
Nice.
He did like a 7-minute video, and he shot it professionally, just like he shoots his show, and it was great. I said, Rick, this is what you need to do.
Right. Stop drinking for 5 minutes.
Yeah, seriously.
And Andrew friend of the show told me a story that I guess I don't know if it was at the beach bar or what. He had seen him and he walked by him one day when he was in there, and he goes, "Oh, hey Rick, hey, I want to let you know, big fan, this and that. I appreciate all you've done, this and that." And I guess he just looks up like this. He goes, "I appreciate you."
Oh my god!
Andrew told it way better, but I was just like, "Yeah, that sounds about right."
Yeah.
That sounds he's not making that up.
Yeah. So, I guess we got 15 minutes. Two things have come up. One, I want to bring this up because I think it's funny. I'm not hoping that something happens, but I think this is hysterical. The fact that ESPN, the sports company that has a contract with WWE, released the list of their best everything, and they gave AEW pay-per-view of the year.
Buyer's remorse.
You know, it's interesting because I'm like, and we've heard that a lot. We've heard a lot from a lot of people, and again, it's all hearsay. That ESPN is not happy with the deal. You know, whether how we feel about it or how anyone else feels about it, it sounds like they're not pleased. You know, between WrestlePalooza and some of the other stuff, it hasn't all been bad. I thought things have been pretty good, pretty consistent. Now, hypothetically, let me throw a hypothetical out there for you guys, and you guys tell me either from a business perspective. Yeah, we'll go by business perspective. If they like if let's say we go another year and this happens, what would be the financial benefit for Would it be a financial benefit for ESPN to drop WWE and pick up AEW, especially with the rumors of this, whatever happens with this Warner Brothers Discovery deal right now? I think it'd be cheaper, but I don't know, like.
I don't know. I think that would be like WWE, even with like maybe they have a little bit of buyer's remorse, but I mean they're like the giant of the industry.
Yeah, the Band-Aid and Q-tip. Yeah.
Yeah, so I don't think that would be the move to do. I'm interested that though, like that was a clean sweep for AEW for whatever the 4 categories they named or whatever. It just to name all of them AEW. I'm like, damn. I don't know if this is just out of spite or what, just for the lackluster of events that they've been hosting since the deal that they started. It's just a way of sending a message saying, hey, you better step it up in 2026.
Well, let me read the list because there is a lot of AEW, but there's more than that. So, Men's Wrestler of the Year, Dominic Mysterio. Women's Wrestler of the Year, Stephanie Valkyr. Tag Team of the Year, FTR. Match of the Year, John Cena, AJ Styles at Crown Jewel. Debut of the Year, Stephanie Valkyr. Breakthrough Wrestler of the Year, Kyle Fletcher. Best Event of the Year, AEW Revolution. Best Storyline, Toni Storm versus Mariah May. Promo Artist, Paul Heyman. So there were several. But I feel like, Best Storyline, Best Event, Breakthrough Wrestler. You can go.
Oh, it wasn't a clean sweep. I'm sorry. I just saw a picture of 4 categories that
it's half of
AEW.
Yeah.
That's half. I think that's still something to be like, oh.
Yeah.
And you could be right. Well, maybe if we dick them around, if you will, maybe they will, improve their game. There's something, whatever happens, I think it's humorous. It could be somebody who's just pissy. It could be, maybe they really have buyer's remorse. I don't know. But to me, that was the funniest thing I'd seen all week. Because you figured it would be like, oh, maybe they'll pick like, Scott, I'm going to go to you. post ESPN acquisition, what would you
Yeah.
say is the best show from WWE?
So anything before WrestlePalooza.
Well, he's talking posts, so
Yeah. If you
Oh,
were
I'm
to
so, oh,
look at-
Post. I'm sorry. That's it. Right. Yeah.
because I can think before, and there was a lot of solid shows. You know, Backlash I
What-
thought was good. Mania was good.
what
The
was the
Rumble was
one
good.
after WrestlePalooza? Was it Crown Jewel?
I think it was Crown Jewel.
Because if it's Crown, if that's the next one, whatever the second one was, has been their best one that they've done so far. I think it's Crown Jewel in Perth, Australia.
All right, hold on.
I'd probably would say that would be their best one that they've done so far.
So it goes. Oh wow, this is way after. All right, WrestlePalooza. Oh, wow, I have my whole timeline thrown off. This was after SummerSlam.
Yes.
All right, WrestlePalooza, Crown Jewel, Survivor Series.
Hmm.
They've had 3 shows.
Crown Jewel was definitely has been literally the crown jewel of ESPN's WWE shows so far.
Yeah.
And I'd probably would put Survivor Series at second and then WrestlePalooza at like 8th.
Yeah, WrestlePalooza. There's no shot. It's Survivor
Whatever
Series.
comes next for the next like 5 shows is going to be better than WrestlePalooza.
Survivor Series Boar Games. So we remember that.
Yes.
No,
So
I know.
Yeah, it's Crown Jewel. Out there. There you go.
All right.
And I really don't have I don't have the highest of hopes for the Rumble, and that hurts me to say because I love the Royal Rumble.
Oh, I hope it's good.
I also I don't know if you guys noticed, but they are actually building the stadium for it from the ground up as time goes on. There's literally less than 3 weeks left, and this thing is not even close to being done yet.
I was kind of curious about that. I was like, wait a minute. I thought, oh, they're building the stage, but you're saying they're building the stadium.
The whole thing.
Yeah, yeah. You look up, you'll be able to see pictures of it, Sam. Yeah, I didn't realize they were building this.
Me neither.
Something for this from the ground up, and it's not done.
No, like they have like a U shape, and like they've built like it looks like they've built the part of the seating, but that's it.
Yeah, it's like the most like standard looking like college stadium like you would see here.
They have 1 million stadiums in Saudi Arabia. Why are we building another one? I understand. So actually,
Well,
my understanding is this. What was it? Riyadh or whatever it's called season?
Yeah, Riyadh season. Yeah.
I didn't realize that's technically the next World Fair. That's what they're like advertising for. That's what this whole thing is. So maybe they're building another stadium for that, but you got 1 million stadiums already.
Well, yeah, that was my thought because I don't want is it like a scenario where like they build something for the Olympics and then it's just wherever in the world and then just never just used again?
I mean, I hope not.
Yeah.
But you never know. You're right though, because that's what happens to a lot of Olympic parks. They just stop getting used, and then the nature takes over. It's fascinating to watch those documentaries and stuff like that. I've seen a couple of them, and it's just like, it's amazing.
It's just
like a college football stadium.
Yeah, it's just an endless supply of money over there. So they just build just whatever they want.
Well, I think they're running low because I was just reading. I think the line has officially stopped production. If you're familiar with that, Jeddah Tower is the only thing I think I've been following. There's been a couple of projects that have been, if you're into the mega projects, always fascinated because they're in the middle of building the first ever kilometer high skyscraper at the moment. And they have some other wild things that have been completed, but nobody's been able to access them. So however you want to take that, which makes me kind of concerned with you're building this and you're expecting this to be fully operational in weeks.
Yep.
Could you imagine what happens if something... I'm not talking about like the stadium collapses. I'm talking about like, could you imagine if they have if the power goes?
The bloody disaster.
Yeah.
Contingency plan.
I mean, like
I
you
don't
said,
know.
you got a million other stadiums to go to, so you can just funnel
Yeah.
them into another one.
Yeah. Well, like we said, 3 weeks from now, we will be covering our Royal Rumble picks live, 7 p.m. Eastern time. We're all gonna be here. I'm hoping. John, there's no movie that comes out that weekend, right?
Not my friend from work hasn't hit me up about something yet.
No, I don't think January had anything that caught my attention.
Yeah.
But we will be doing that. Also, this month, John and I, we're bringing back our album review show, the Review Realm. We have a couple albums already lined up, and I say a couple, like a million, because John and I always try to do something small. And then it's like, well, we got these 30 other things we want to do, so we're just going to do them all anyways. So we haven't hammered down due to scheduling conflicts with a wedding that Scott and I have. We haven't hammered anything down yet. Once we do, we will let everyone know. In the meantime, John, tell people where they can find you at.
Yes, so you find me over on X at John the Statman. So like he said, the Review Realm will be returning very soon, and I'm gonna figure out the movie reviews that I'm doing under Lamped. Be more of those to come. I'm gonna see something on Tuesday. I won't say what it is yet, but there will be a review up on there on Tuesday.
All right, and Scott, where can people find you at?
Find me pretty much everywhere as Scotty J Stream. But yeah, like Sam had mentioned, I will actually be in Sam's realm of the universe in this time next week as we record. So stay tuned. We might have some special stuff planned while I'm down there, because I think Sam and I have been doing this for 6 years, and I think we've only recorded in person twice. So this will be fun. I'm looking forward to it. It's gonna be a good time.
It will be. And you can find me as the SOB official. I also have started doing the Bedlam Media X account as well, media_Bedlam, Facebook, Instagram, YouTube. We will be doing Review Realm stuff on the Bedlam Media site, X account as well. I also do the TikToks again. Follow us, as the old people would say, on the TikToks, and share the videos and retweets and everything. We are on all streaming platforms. If you cannot find us on one of those, please let us know. We can put ourselves on there. Leave a comment, review, tell people why Bedlam Media and Above the Ring is a podcast if you're choosing, and why they should listen to us as well. Guys, we're back. It's 2026. Thank you for listening. And as always, do not forget to join the Bedlam.
Thanks, guys.